Good evening, Your Honor. This is Sandra McLemore on behalf of PPRP. My camera is not working, so I won't be able to be on video. I just wanted to let you know.
All right, how about now? Can everyone hear me?
We can hear you.
Great, great. Thank you very much. I think, do we have everyone that needs to be here?
Your Honor, this is Sandra McLemore. I apologize, but my camera on my computer is out, and so I won't be on screen, but I'm here.
All right, I will deduct points accordingly. And our court reporter is also here. I know he's on the line. So, all right, so let's get started. All right, we're on the record here. Good evening, everyone. Tonight is July 12th, 2022. It's approximately 7 p.m. My name's Chuck McLean. I'm the Chief Public Utility Law Judge at the Maryland Public Service Commission, and I'm obviously filling in for Judge Christine Burke. And just put it out there right now, if I lose power for some reason, just stay put for at least a few minutes. We've got the other judges on backup just in case. We're conducting a hearing tonight in case number 9677, which is captioned Constellation Power Source Generation LLC's application for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to modify the Perryman Generating Station. We're conducting this evening's hearing via WebEx, and the hearing is also being streamed on the Public Utility Law Judges YouTube channel. The applicant is seeking to modify certain existing combustion turbines located at the Perryman Generating Station to make them capable of self-starting in the event of a power grid outage. Specifically, the project will enable combustion turbine unit numbers 1, 3, and 4 to self-start without relying on electrical power from the grid to support a restart of the regional electrical system in the event of a system-wide outage in the transmission zone that Perryman Generating Station is located. In terms of where this proceeding sits, all parties have filed their direct testimony, and an evidentiary hearing is currently scheduled for July 18th, 2022. The purpose of this evening's hearing is to allow members of the public an opportunity to comment on the project and make the commission aware of any issues. I note that no members of the public contacted the commission to express an interest in speaking tonight, at least as far as I'm aware. However, since we are live streaming tonight's hearing and people may be watching from home or may watch later, and written comments may still be submitted up to July 29th, 2022, we'll proceed and have the applicant make a brief presentation about the project. First, I'd like to introduce the parties that are present this evening. For Constellation, we have Mr. Joseph Curran, who is an attorney representing the applicant. For PPRP, we have Sandra McLemore. She's an assistant attorney general, and she represents the Department of Natural Resources and Power Plant Resource Program, or the Power Plant Resource Program, excuse me. PPRP coordinates 7 different state agencies in reviewing CPCNs and making recommendations for these types of projects. We have Catherine Moriarty on behalf of the commission staff. The staff reviews a project's impact on the stability and reliability of the distribution grid. And finally, we have Michael San Martino. He's an assistant People's Counsel for the Office of People's Counsel, which is an independent state agency that represents all Maryland residential ratepayers' interests. And again, just as a reminder for anyone watching from home, written comments can be submitted electronically through the commission's website or by first-class mail. Please ensure that all comments reference case number 9677, and the deadline for those comments is July 29th, 2022. All right. Mr. Kern, do you have a presentation, sir?
We do, Your Honor, very briefly. One, it's good to see you again, and I hope Judge Burke is doing well this evening. I will not be giving the presentation, but I've asked one of our colleagues at Constellation, Ms. Susan Hohenater, who is online. She'll give us a brief presentation. Ms. Hohenater is the Senior Program Manager of Air Quality for Constellation Power Source and is quite conversant in our application and testimony, and she has prepared a brief presentation for this evening's proceeding.
Okay, all right. Let me see if I can remember how to make her the presenter. Let's see. Or can you do that already, ma'am?
If I speak, do I become the presenter? I'm not sure.
That'd be great if you did.
Magic.
I know it works that way on Zoom, but I don't know. I do not have a presentation to physically show. I'm just going to do some talking points. So if that's okay.
That is even better, ma'am. All right.
Okay. And
the floor is yours, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. As Max said, my name is Susan Hohenater, and I am a Senior Program Manager in Air Quality at Constellation Energy, and I have been involved with this Perryman project from the start. And tonight we'll just be providing a brief overview of the proposed project. So this project began back on April 7th, 2021, when transmission operator PJM issued a request for proposal for additional self-starting capability for grid reliability. Constellation Power Source Generation, or CPSG, submitted a proposal to PJM for consideration for its Perryman Generating Station Units 1, 3, and 4, and subsequently a signed letter of acceptance from PJM was received on November 1st, 2021. So once we received that acceptance letter, we began to work on an application for a modification to the Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity, or CPCN for short. CPSG filed an application for a CPCN with the Maryland Public Service Commission to modify the Perryman Generating Station on March 9th, 2022. But we later deemed the application to be filed March 22nd instead, in order for the procedural schedule adopted in these proceedings to provide additional time for the Commission to review the application and to issue an order. So the purpose of the proposed modification project is to add self-starting capability to combustion turbines, or CTs, specifically units 1, 3, and 4 at the Perryman Generating Station. This self-starting capability will be used in the event of a system-wide power outage. In other words, should a system-wide power outage occur, the proposed modification will allow the Perryman CTs to self-start and to help restore power to the electric grid. And this would mean faster power restoration for all customers across Maryland. The Perryman site is located at 900 Chelsea Road in Aberdeen, Maryland. It is a 704-acre site located along State Highway 159, also known as Perryman Road, and is approximately 2.5 miles southwest of the town of Perryman in the southeastern portion of Harford County. The Perryman site is split by Chelsea Road. On one side of the road are the CTs to be used for the project. They are 3 identical Westinghouse simple cycle CTs, each rated at a nominal 51 megawatts of output and capable of only burning number 2 distillate oil. There is also a 4th identical CT known as Unit 2. This unit was deactivated in January 2016, but has not been removed from the site. On the other side of Chelsea Road are Perryman Unit 51, a dual fuel-fired turbine, meaning it can burn both natural gas and number 2 oil, and Unit 6 that consists of 2 simple cycle CTs that combust primarily natural gas, but they can also combust fuel oil when natural gas supply has been interrupted. Neither Unit 51 nor 6 are affected by this modification project. Okay, so the crux of the proposed reliability project would involve the installation of 2 dedicated diesel fuel-fired gensets within the footprint of the existing site between CT Units 1 and 2. And I want to note that the project will not increase the visual profile of the Perryman plant. CPSG has selected for the project the Kohler model KD 2800 genset rated at 3010 kilowatts. These gensets meet Tier 2 emission standards, which are federal emission standards for stationary engines that are determined based on the size of the engines. Each of the 2 gensets will be capable of starting a single CT unit. However, during an outage event, only one genset will be used for startup, and the second genset will serve as a backup to the first genset for added reliability. During an outage event, one genset would supply electricity to start up the first CT. That first CT will require about 20 minutes of genset runtime to start up. Once the first CT is up and running, the genset will be shut down. Then that first CT can be used to start the other 2 CTs if requested by PJM. When installed, each genset will be equipped with a 2,000-gallon sub-base diesel storage tank. Each tank will have a dual-walled construction, essentially a tank within a tank, to provide fuel containment of up to 4,000 gallons of rupture tank capacity. The preferred way to fill the genset tanks is to use the on-site fuel transfer pumps to forward diesel fuel from one of the existing 2.5 million gallon above ground storage tanks at the site. A series of control valves, flow control sensors, and alarms will be built into the fuel forwarding system to prevent overfill of the genset tanks. The gensets and associated switchgear housing would be located within an existing asphalt area that surrounds the 4 CTs on site. However, new concrete pads will be installed as bases for the equipment. Also, minimal demolition of some existing structures at the site will be required as part of the project. I would like to emphasize that no changes to the operation of Perryman CT Units 1, 3, and 4 will occur, and the nameplate capacity of the units will not be increased as a result of the project. The project is merely an alternative way to supply electricity to start up the CTs. A main component of the CPCN application is a detailed environmental review document, and that review determined that there are minimal environmental impacts associated with the project. There will be no wetland or stream impacts, no impacts to groundwater, and only minimal increases or minor increases in air emissions. In their recent written testimony filed on July 1st, 2022, both the staff of the Maryland Public Service Commission and the PPRP proposed a number of recommended licensing conditions for the project, and CPSG has agreed to construct and operate the project in accordance with these proposed recommended licensing conditions. At this time, the project is proposed to begin by September, or construction of the project is proposed to begin by September 2022, followed by project operation in 2023. And that's all I have at this time.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Before I get to Mr. Kern, is that the conclusion of your presentation this evening, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I get to PPRP, there's a couple individuals, looks like you're from Hartford County. Wasn't sure, I think they come up under Samantha Harris's, the name. I didn't know if you guys wanted to be heard or identify yourselves or.
Good evening, Your Honor. I'm Pat Vincenni. I'm the current County Council President for Hartford County, and with me is our council attorney, Mr. Kearney.
Good evening, gentlemen. I apologize for not identifying you earlier in my opening remarks. I wasn't aware you were joining us tonight, but thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Ms. McLemore, does PPRP have a presentation or any comments, ma'am?
Your Honor, we have a presentation, a short presentation, if you would like us to do that. It's not necessary, but if you would like it, I would be happy to get Ms. Rogers will.
Sure. Some folks might be watching at home or might watch it later. So if you do have a presentation, it might be good to go ahead and do that, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. With me tonight is Jenny Rogers. She's the project manager for PPRP for this project, and she will provide a short presentation at this time.
I think I'm having some issues. Hi.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, we can
My
see you
video
too.
is pretty, hang on a second. Is that better?
We can't see you, but we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, well, now you can see me. It's very short.
Okay,
It's
there
just
you
a few sentences. It was hardly worth that trouble. As Ms. McLemore said, and as you alluded to before, my name is Jenny Rogers, and we, as part of the Power Plant Research Program, intervene on the behalf of the 7 different state agencies and coordinate their response to this project. We ensure that the state meets its energy demands while protecting its natural resources. We've reviewed and conducted an independent analysis of the socioeconomic and environmental impacts of the project in coordination with the Maryland Department of the Environment. We filed our project assessment report on July 1st of this year, along with the recommended licensing conditions and written testimony. And that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms.
You're
Rogers.
welcome.
Appreciate it. All right. Ms. Moriarty, anything from staff, ma'am?
Good evening, Your Honor. No further comments from staff. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. San Martino?
Good evening, Your Honor. OPC doesn't have any further comments this evening.
All right. Thank you, sir. I'll open it up to the county at this time. Do you have any comments, questions, concerns?
None, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else who hasn't been heard that would like to be?
Your Honor, just
Yes.
recurring one last time, it was remiss of me not to let Your Honor know that we appreciate the amount of diligence and hard work that PPRP staff and OPC have put into this application and review of it, as well as the strong cooperative work that we've had with folks in Harford County. And we, hope that hard work has produced a strong application for the commission's review and hopefully approval.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kern. All right. Anyone else? Once, twice. All right. Thank you very much for everyone taking the time and having the power, literally, to join the hearing tonight. To be safe out there if you're driving home. Take care, and we're off the record.